Thanks so much, David. I know we have some questions that came in. So about the availability, can you clarify which states currently allow the sale of life insurance policies with living benefit riders?
I can tell you it's in most states. The ones that you really got to look out for, the main one is California. California is well behind the curve in such things, and they have regulations that make it difficult for the carriers to provide the benefits. So some of them go through everything they need to go through to provide them by law and regulation in California, and others choose to say, all right, we just won't offer that there. So Corebridge is one that offers it in California. Be aware, though, a lot of them don't have this in California.
And we had a follow-up question to that. What about New York?
New York is another challenging, problematic one. I'd go case by case on that, but don't even be surprised whatsoever if it's not available in New York.
And we have another question that came in. Someone asked, do I need any specialized training to sell a policy with these riders in it?
Generally speaking, no, but be aware that some of the carriers do require some product specific training with it. Not a difficult thing whatsoever, but most of them don't. So for the most part, you're licensed with life and you'll be able to present and sell this. If something else is needed, believe me, we will help you with that. We will let you know about it. Our contracting department is all over that when you get appointed for it.
And another question came in. Can you tell me about penny insurance? I can actually answer that. Maybe David can follow up on that. But we're actually a BGA, so we offer agents high compensation. We give agents exclusive product access. Um, we give agents top-rated e-app tools, IGO, Firelight quoting access for major carriers. We offer full service support, so case management, app fulfillment, policy delivery, and we have best in class underwriting and illustration help. And we also offer, at no charge to you, Insurio, which is a full service CRM. It has a bunch of cool automation tools. And so after this presentation, within 24 hours, I'll follow up and give you all a recording of this.
And guys, real quick, to piggyback on that and support what Chris just said, I use Insurio all day, every day. So believe me, from the perspective of guy in the trenches, it works very well. We have an internal wholesaler that can run any kinds of illustrations that you might need or imagine. And we've got our own internal underwriter who can help you with any kind of a challenging case, whatever it may be. If they've got some kind of health issue, and you're not sure where they might land as far as a rate class, or you're not sure where to place them as far as a carrier. We've got 60 plus different carriers that we work with, and our team is on it, up to date on all kinds of things. So you present whatever information you got, and we can give you an answer.
And I have a question on my side, just because I know agents want to learn more information about, how to sell it. So, what objections do agents commonly hear when presenting living benefits? And and a follow-up to that would be, how would you recommend addressing them? So, a two-part question.
A couple things. One thing, first and foremost, is probably the cost. Uh, and not that it's going to be too big of a concern for too long, because as you can see, the cost is minimal. But as I like to say, it's not an appliance, it's not a blender. The American consumer doesn't really know that much about purchasing life insurance. So it's our role to not just be a life insurance agent or a salesman, God forbid. We are a trusted advisor, hopefully. So it's our job to say, hey, you may think that these things are really expensive, but take a look at this. And you can compare things. So yeah, if you wanted to do individual standalone long-term care policy, for instance, those things are of concern, especially lately, and you can show them that here's what this kind of thing costs you. As far as a living benefit kind of a thing where you can do a hybrid with life insurance as the safety net involved and all these living benefits that you can access given particular circumstances, I think they'll be pleasantly surprised at how affordable it is.
And we have a comment that came in from Lynn. She says, most don't know that living benefits are available with life insurance.
Mhm. Fact. And in fact, there are, well, I guess it goes right back to, hey, if a consumer's purchasing a blender or any appliance, they know all about it, man. They know all the buttons and what it does and how to make a smoothie out of it before they even go to buy it, before they go online and order it, before they go into a store and ask about it. They know everything. They don't know a lot about life insurance. And in fact, they do make some assumptions about it. But that's why you got to talk to them. You got to ask them a lot of questions. You got to answer a lot of questions. And you become that trusted advisor. And you do a phenomenal service for them. And you know, it's a rewarding thing. So it's all good.
And we have another question that came in. So would you sell this versus an LTC policy or alongside? And there's a second part to that. How would you position it?
It totally depends on the circumstances. It's always a needs-based thing, and it's case-by-case basis, right? That's why you do a needs analysis. That's why you do a discovery conversation. You talk to your client, and like I say, long-term care itself comes up a lot, and this is not a long-term care policy. But if you've got somebody there of some means and some assets, and they are fully aware of what it means to buy long-term care and what it costs if you had to pay for it on your own and everything else that you're talking to them about. Absolutely, you have long-term care options that you can show them and say, here's what it is, here's what it costs. And if you've got somebody on the other hand who is very budget aware and concerned, and they need to limit things, that person might walk away from such a presentation on a long-term care policy. Oh, no, no, I can't do it. But you've got options. You've got arrows in the quiver, as I say. You've got another thing to present to them that could fit. Hey, we don't have long-term care in your budget, but look at this. And here's what it does, and here's how it works. Not going to be long-term care, but if you lose function for two ADLs in the future, you can access this, and you don't need to present receipts. They'll pay you out the benefit, and you can use it for whatever you need then and there, whether it be groceries or medical care or whatever it is. So it fits depending on who you're talking to.
And a follow-up to my previous question. So say you have like a younger client. Well, how do you approach the conversation with like a younger client who may not think they need these features yet?
That's a great question because younger clients are always a challenge specifically for that reason. They don't think they need such things. However, you can always talk to them, ask open-ended questions. Inevitably, even the younger clients, and by younger to me, I mean anybody say under 40, 30, under 35-ish, whatever, um, they've had, unfortunately, some sort of experience through relatives, through friends, close family members who have been in such a situation where this kind of thing would have been huge for them. And so oftentimes, even though they can't see it themselves personally, they've experienced it and they can relate through loved ones.
Awesome. So I don't think we have any more questions. Yeah, great
Yeah.
presentation. Thank you so much, David. And thank you all for joining us today.
Again, thank you all again. We appreciate you very much.
Bye, everyone.